So, we'd like to kick it off, or you loaded us yet? Okay, good idea. All right. We'd love to kick it off with a little audience participation. So, how many of you today have enjoyed a cup of coffee? That's what we'd expect. I'm going to say it's a little light, but it's about 75% or so. And how many of us are aware that that cup of coffee actually has a link to climate change? So for most of us, if we were to go to Costa Rica, Colombia, or Ethiopia, or any other region that grows coffee, we'd see that this is the way your cup of coffee got its start. Coffee is a fruit, and there are two main parts to this fruit. There's the coffee bean, which actually isn't even a bean. It's a two-headed seed that's encased inside this amazing fruity pulp called cascara, or what we like to call coffee fruit. Coffee is one of the largest traded agricultural commodities in the world. In fact, this year we estimate that there's about 25 billion pounds of green coffee that's being processed for export. And then that means that there's 100 billion pounds of cascara, or coffee fruit, that is being processed as a byproduct.
And this is about the point in the story where we found out that there's a dark side to the coffee industry. That 100 billion pounds of leftover cascara that Paul talked about, 99% of that is literally thrown away. First, into the corners of plantations all around the world, where mycotoxins seep into the soil and prevent that soil from further agricultural development. It also leaches into rivers and streams, where the high sugar and the high acid content of these coffee fruit kill the water, the fish and the other aquatic life in those streams. But most of it is actually taken to landfill, where 98 billion pounds of leftover cascara are literally piled into mountains. What happens when you have mountains of rotting fruit? Methane. 36 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent leak into the atmosphere every single year from these dumps. That is equivalent to the pollution of 14 million automobiles every single year.
And what makes this practice an even graver sin is this coffee fruit. It's amazing. It's actually a superfruit. It's naturally delicious, it's naturally sweet, it's naturally caffeinated, and it has incredible health benefits. It's like, imagine you take your favorite fruits, a peach, an avocado, or a plum, and you harvest it and you throw away the fruit to make a food or beverage out of a pit. I mean, WTF, right? So we said, hey, we got to do something about this. Why don't we do something like this?
Introducing Alter Ego from Riff, cold brewed from upcycled coffee fruit, coffee's lesser-known counterpart, or Alter Ego, a delicious and refreshing all-natural sparkling energy drink. Unlike other energy drinks, this is our source. No thanks. Yes, thanks. Now we're talking. Cheers to a natural and sustainable source of energy.
So we took this coffee. Well, thank you. We took this coffee fruit with this amazing upcycling opportunity and converted it into Alter Ego sparkling coffee fruit tea. It's naturally delicious. It's naturally refreshing. It has flavor notes of apricot and lemon. It has only 35 calories, about 100 milligrams of caffeine, which is just perfect. And it is, of all things, it's all natural.
One of the things we love most about Alter Ego is it's totally on trend with the millennial and Gen Z generation. Unlike past generations that were addicted to carbonated, sugary soft drinks and highly synthetic energy drinks like Red Bull and Monster, these generations are looking for things that are all natural, clean label, and good for you. And you can see this trend in economic forecasts. The U.S. energy drink market is projected to grow at 7.5% compounded annual growth for the next 5 years to surpass a $26 billion industry.
And even better yet, processing coffee fruit for export will lead to incredible social and economic impact with coffee farmers and landowners in third world countries across the globe. All they have to do is process coffee fruit in the same way that they process coffee beans every day. What they're able to do is convert waste streams into revenue streams, doubling revenue potentially, as well as doubling employment. We believe that Riff is the best beverage company to capitalize on this opportunity. We have a rock star team, including Nate Armbrust, who's the former head of cold brew for Stumptown. I've helped build craft beverage brands like Deschutes, Hum Kombucha, and Crux Fermentation Project. And Steve here has helped manage hyper-growth startups like LinkedIn, grow revenues over 10,000%. And just this week, we're really excited to announce that we've hired a former Portland Trailblazer executive to be our VP of Business Development.
The other thing we're very fortunate to have is an incredible circle of investors and advisors to help us. These include people like the CEOs of Hydro Flask, Sightbox, Smarsh, and G5, beverage industry icons like the founders of Hum Kombucha, Take Two, and Rogue Ales. And just recently, we're very excited to announce that the largest single investor in our current Series Seed round is the former president of Anheuser-Busch. The other thing we're very proud about is how capital efficient we've been. In January of 2018, we raised our first $1 million angel round. Since that time, we've built our own 9,000 square foot production facility in Redmond. We launched 4 delicious cold brews. 4 months after launch, Riff was named Best Nitro Cold Brew at the International Cold Brew Fest. We're OEN's 2018 Early Stage Company of the Year. And just down the street, we launched the world's first cold brew coffee tap room. I'd be remiss in not bragging about the fact that we're now the repeat champion at the International Cold Brew Fest 2 times in a row, and we've just launched Alter Ego. This is the Riff family of products. So we have 4 delicious cold brews in a beautiful glass bottle. It also comes in 20-liter recyclable kegs. Alter Ego is available in 12-ounce cans, and we'll be launching 2 additional SKUs to that family by December. I'm going to close with how we go to market. We are available in traditional channels like large grocery chains, big box, convenience stores, and some of the best bars and restaurants up and down the West Coast. It's available direct through our website and very soon on Amazon. And we're thrilled that some employers offer Riff on tap to their employees as a workplace perk. Places like Nike and Facebook, Riff is available on campus. Our revenues have grown 700% over the last year. In 24 months, we'll be over $10 million in revenue. And we're achieving that distribution by geographic expansion. So we're currently in the Pacific Northwest, in Northern California, and in Arizona. Next year, we're launching in Southern California, the Midwest, and the Rocky Mountain states.
So we're Riff, and we invite you to join us on our journey in delivering the most delicious coffee beverages to folks across the country. And now with Alter Ego, converting that incredible coffee fruit into a delicious, refreshing, naturally energizing beverage, helping make coffee carbon neutral.
Great. Okay, questions from the audience. The lady right here with the dark jacket and glasses, and then I'll get you can hand it straight to the lady in front of you after you're done.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I want to know how you guys address the growing stigma against energy drinks within the millennial age group.
Can you repeat that, or address what?
The growing stigma against energy drinks?
Oh, yeah, the growing stigma against energy drinks. Well, how do we address that? The first thing we need to do is position this as all natural, because the portion of that stigma against energy drink is the fact that they're synthetically produced and contain all kinds of ingredients that we have no idea where they come from. It's made in the lab. Alter Ego is all natural. That's the position for that. And so it's being positioned as all natural. That's how we address that. Thank you.
Right in front of you there.
Hey guys, I'm Jennifer. I'm curious about your direct-to-consumer through Amazon and your website versus other go-to-market strategies. Are you seeing that people are actually buying energy drinks online, and are you getting good growth there? And how can you compare that to in-store and other traditional channels?
Sure. One of the things that we launched Alter Ego in September, so we've got literally it's brand new in the market. We wanted to get the first original SKU out to market as soon as possible so we could start telling this story. And then the other two parts of the SKUs will come out in December. We are going to approach mainstream media. We've got interviews coming up with Esquire and Woman's Day. And what we want to do is get this word out that coffee does have this dirty little secret that not many people know about it. We didn't know about it when we started a cold brew coffee business. And so what direct-to-consumer will allow is for anybody in the country that's passionate about climate change and about making a difference will be able to go online. It's a shelf-stable product. It's an aluminum can, so it's very economical to ship and distribute. So we don't have data on numbers yet, but we're very excited about the potential opportunity for one of the first really climate-neutral beverages ever to come on the market.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so right down here.
Hi, I'm Brad. I have a question about the sourcing that you have for the fruit itself, because you mentioned that you're asking the coffee producers to utilize the same approach that they have for packaging and transiting the coffee beans, but they're not the fruit is not a shelf-stable product. A roasted coffee bean is, right? And so I imagine there would be some challenges there. And how are you addressing the supply?
It's a great question. Thank you. We source dried cascara, so it does have a short shelf life. So it's actually being dried at source. Cascara or coffee fruit is about 85% moisture content. So it comes when we import it, it's very light. Very light, and it's already dried, so it's stable.
And when you go to coffee-producing plantations, basically they have process to pick the fruit from the plants, and then it's really about drying. And so they take the cascara and just dump it away and dry the beans.
Yeah.
And so what this allows for is those same drying racks. After the beans are dry, they put the cherries on it, and it's the virtual same infrastructure. And as Paul mentioned, the opportunities to double revenue and double the number of jobs based on now you've got a two-sided production. We're very excited about.
And our estimates are that the value of coffee fruit as an agricultural ingredient is almost equal to that of coffee. It really is significant. Yes.
We've got time for one more question, so let's pass the box to somebody else. Anyone back here? Oh, over here. Go ahead.
Wine out of the fruit.
What was that?
Can you make wine out of the fruit?
That's a great, I would assume so. It's a fermentable, right? It's got sugar content. I don't know if it's been done, but, we're into innovation, and our name is Riff. That means we're going to riff on that, so is it okay if we steal that idea?
Just give me royalty.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Paul and Steve.
Thank you.
Another big
Thank you.
round of applause.